Hi, YouTube fans. This is Matt at Post April 6th YouTube channel. Well, before I decided to do this video, I did several things today, because today was a day off from work for me today. Just before I did this video, decided to do this video, I edited several videos and added some more tags so that it would become more visible and it would get more traffic. And then earlier today, I sent out 4 letters. One was a payment for a credit card company because I'm a little bit behind, but I'm going to get caught up. It's just going to take some time. I'm waiting on the tax refund. It's going to take at least a couple more weeks. You know how they are. And I also got some other personal matters taken care of. Nothing really big, just personal stuff that I needed to get done. I did some cooking. As soon as I got up, I called a good friend of mine who lives a few blocks away from me. He's a maintenance man for one of the condominiums that's in this area. And I watched a YouTube video. And here's what else I did. I did a few little edits to this thing. It's a story idea. Okay. This story idea, let me do a little bit of adjustment. Okay, back again. This story idea was created on February 14th of 2019. I think it was created after the story idea I did about Zach Lords. And here is the date of the story idea, as a plot. Not because this is a fictional story. This is nonfiction. It was, and I kid you not, the very same day I was hit by a car, and I was laying in the emergency room at the time that this story starts, because that's the first thing that is said. And the main character is a woman named Denise McPherson. She's a very attractive lady, and she has a job at one of the higher-end places inside Cherry Creek Indoor Mall. If it's not Neiman Marcus, it's either Macy's or it is one of the boutique stores that is inside the mall. Okay, so let me go ahead and read it. On Wednesday, April 6th, 2011, I'll pull this forward just a little bit further. Okay. Denise McPherson was reading the March 2011 issue of Cosmopolitan magazine, a women's health care article entitled PMS News, meaning women who are suffering from PMS, menstrual problem, and was quite intriguing by the information that was discussed in this article. She liked the part that gave valuable advice about how I don't know why I put how a girl should develop a certain type of daily diet. Then all of a sudden she feels quite thirsty, and she proceeds to brew herself some dark roast coffee found at most grocery stores named Peet's, P-E-E-T-S. Dark roast. You see, I could look up the actual name because there's several different versions of Peet's coffee, but I thought Nah, I'm not going to do that. The small, cramped kitchen, located inside the confines of her 388 square foot studio apartment located on North Detroit Street in Denver, Colorado, living just a few blocks away from Congress Park, a public park that also near a 911 emergency communications facility. And the same Denver City and County government building that is adjacent to the Congress Park Reservoir, a Denver Water branch. Denver Water is the name of the company that provides the water services for apartment buildings, commercial buildings, resident, retail stores, and single-family homes, and townhomes, and yada, yada, yada. Okay. After the cup of coffee is brewed, and she adds liquid Coffee Mate hazelnut creamer, she feels quite refreshed for a woman who is 39. Let me say that again. She feels quite refreshed for a woman whom was only 39 years old but looked 10 years younger than that. 45 seconds later, she washes her hands in the small bathroom faucet. She hears a loud Thunderbolt cannon firing. I mean, it's one of those ones where if it doesn't make your ears ring, it makes you jump like this. From the thick clouds and the pitch black nighttime sky. She looks overward through the opened bathroom door, and she sees through the only window in her tiny apartment a very heavy flow of rain pouring from the sky, and then hears another loud thunderbolt. After that, she looks at both her hands after she washes them and sees and also feels looks at both of her hands and washes them and sees and also feels dryness and callousness on her hands. Her hands are calloused and dry and kind of cracked. After that, she extracts a nice high-grade glass container of hand lotion that one can only buy at Neiman Marcus, Chanel Beverly Hills, on Rodeo Drive of Beverly Hills, California. She hears a male purebred cat named Bondi, whom is a Savannah cat. And what she hears is him meowing 3 times. After he jumps onto the bed, then Denise walks over to the cat and says, "Are you feeling scared because of the thunder and the rainstorm sounds?" And she pets him with a few strokes. Excuse me, I gotta itch my arm. Good grief. And he walks away and runs underneath the bed so he can hide and feel secure. Yeah, cats often do that when they're scared. Even Isabella the cat does that. It's a normal type of reaction that a cat would have. Okay, After the cat retreated to his favorite hideaway, Denise continues to look outside through her window at the Rainstorm and notices in all directions, northeastern bound, southeastern bound, and the eastbound direction as well. After looking outside for 3 minutes or so, and then concentrating on the closet location, which happens to be, or no, not closet. Let me read that again. And then concentrate on the closest location, which happens to be the alleyway in the backside of her apartment building. And the first peculiarity she sees is a girl wearing a black, bulky leather jacket, a dyed green punk rocker hairdo. It might have been the type that where it would have that fairly thick mohawk or reverse mohawk, even though I don't specify that. And baggy blue jeans that are odd unisex style. Riding quite fast on her bicycle and looking paranoid and quite suspicious. Then after the girl suddenly gets out of sight, she continues to look in all directions to see the rainstorm progressing, and if anything is getting damaged. Then she sees two men walking in the alley, and they are arguing and cussing at each other. Okay, what I'm about to read, there's some pretty nasty words, and you can tell by what is said that it's the F word, and there's cussing word, and it's fighting words. Okay, I'll proceed. Then they stand still and approach each other like they want to challenge each other into a fist fight. And the tall man, who is probably Hispanic, is wearing a disheveled trench coat, says to the pudgy Caucasian with a long thick beard, whom is wearing a black hoodie sweater and has a red umbrella over his head. He hears the trench coat Hispanic use these insulting words. If you didn't give my wife back the $300 you have owed her for over 6 months, tonight I'd use my right fucking fist and I'd beat your ass to death. I mean, the guy was probably talking about like that. Your porky fat ass is lucky to be alive. Why do you always gotta bug me about everything? I mean, that's about how he's talking, because he's really mad. Then, without headlights on, a white unmarked police car cautiously approached them from behind, and then the car stops, and a very tall man with a gold shield FBI badge chained around his neck, like this, gets out of the car and walks over to both of them, and she can barely hear the FBI agent ask the two men at the same time this question. Okay, what is going on with you two gentlemen? Why are you speaking to each other in such a confrontational manner? I mean, that's about how the FBI agent would be talking to the two of them. And what happens then is he gets their names and their phone numbers, and he proceeds to get back into the car, and he does some more important type of, I guess it would be considered FBI surveillance or FBI agent law enforcement related duties, whatever that would be. It could be they're on the hunt for somebody who is a wanted fugitive. B, they're just canvassing the area and they're looking for certain little clues, like these. Spent brass gun brass shells that would have been ejected from a semi-automatic or a revolver type weapon to do a drive-by shooting or go boom, 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 just to scare somebody and then run away so they don't get caught. Or they're looking for needles, or they're looking for a little plastic bag that has like a white-like substance. The white-like substance, or the light gray, almost whitish looking thing, would be either crack, meth, or some type of drug. Or little tablets. That would be fentanyl, more than likely. And so what happens is, even though the story doesn't talk anything about it, well, not at this point, the story doesn't talk about it anyway. The FBI agent tells Denver police, and Denver police knows where those guys are. And it's probably it's more than likely the Hispanic guy. They go to his house and they confront him and they say, "Look, you stay away from that friend, that friend of yours, whatever the name of the person would be, because I know the actual name of the pudgy guy with the beard down to at least here, and whatever type of glasses he likes to wear if he wears glasses." And said, don't ever come near him again, because if you do, you're going to be arrested for suspicious activity with intent to commit something that would be in violation of it. You'd be busted for trespassing or something, or words that would be to that effect. The other thing that the story means, it's in reference to the girl that is the punk rocker type. What she was really doing was she was trying to get away from a guy who wanted to would take the girl under his wing for the sole purpose of making her a prostitute, so he could make big bucks, or a combination of a prostitute and a drug dealer. Not a good way to live. Not a good way to live at all. Nope. Even in Nevada, where parts of Nevada prostitution is legal. Nope. Not a good way to live. It's lose, lose, lose all the way around. The other thing that could happen in later on that night would be that her apartment has an incident that it's not related to these two people that just happen to go through the alleyway. It would be where the boyfriend and the girlfriend snap, and the boyfriend kills the girlfriend, and she can hear the pow 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 of the gun. Yep. The boyfriend goes off the deep end and he kills her. The other thing that could happen, if that homicide inside the apartment doesn't happen, it would be in an area, because where her apartment is positioned in the building, she'd hear it, but she wouldn't see it. It would be a major car collision really late at night, somewhere between 2 in the morning, and two cars slamming into each other so hard, there's a really big boom right after the cars go like that, or like that. Yep. There's lots and lots of things that could happen, because that area is safer than some areas, but at times it has these periods where things get out of hand. I lived, because here's the other thing about this area on North Detroit. Where this would roughly be located would be somewhere between 11th Avenue and about 9th Avenue. Now, where I actually lived, which is near this area, but they're not this close. They're more like that far apart from each other, figuratively speaking, was 13th and Columbine. And 13th and Columbine was also near these streets, Josephine and Elizabeth. Yep. And one night, I was in my apartment, minding my own business, and I heard this sound two different ways. One, I was standing near the door and the window, and I heard a woman scream really loud. Or it was this. I went outside to take out the trash, and I heard the woman scream. I mean, I could tell by how loud the scream was and how far away the person was probably at least a block and a half to 2 blocks. It could have been for these reasons. 1, she fell down, she hurt herself. 2, she's being assaulted by her boyfriend. Or 3, and I really hope I hope none of this happened, but the worst of all, she's being brutally raped. I hope it wasn't that at all. And even though this is still inexcusable behavior, what could have been happening is she was joking with a friend, and she screamed that loud just to be obnoxious. Oh well. And the time that how long ago I heard this? Probably about 20 years ago. It happened somewhere between about 1999 and 2003, roughly. Yeah. It's quite a long time ago. It's over 20 years ago for sure. But what date it was or what time frame, like between January and March, I don't remember. That was quite a long time ago. Why don't I show you how really cute my cat is, laying on her back, curled up, taking a nap. There she is. She opened her eyes a little bit, but she was curled up real neat. Well, that's about all the time I've got to discuss this. I'm going to have to call it a day on the YouTube vlog. So, thank you everyone for showing so much loyalty. And with the editing I did to at least 5 different videos, I immediately showed at least 8 hits within less than 15 minutes. I mean, not 8 hits on one video, but out of like 4 of them all together, at least 8 hits. So the traffic's going up like it should. Thank you everyone, and goodbye.